Weaver this game. You can easily get away from the Tusker. You got the Sakuchi to, of course, escape from the shards, and against the Weaver. How are they going to lane this actually? Yeah, okay, so they will, of course, put the Monkey King mid. I was going to say just a Hawk rotating to that mid lane, but trying to see where, like I said throughout the drafting phase, not going to see that try matchup, I don't imagine, just because Chen's not the greatest with it. Just try and see Liquid making plays across the map, just with the power of the +1. It's something we see a lot with the Nature's Prophet, you know, just being able to, that global presence, being able to rotate constantly and always have a +1 towards these pickoffs. It's going to be the same with Liquid, actually, and now with this lineup, because of Chen.
See where they take their positions. We've got Miracle all the way in the top lane right now, and he's going to be up against Afterlife on the Pango. No surprise there, and behind him with Immersion.
30 seconds to battle.
Afoninj on the Monkey King mid and looking to take on Weeha on this TA. It doesn't look like there's any aggression coming out in terms of going for your opponent's bounty runes at the moment, so we'll see if that changes the next couple of seconds, but maybe setting up to be 2-2, we'll see.
Must say, like I said, there's not a lot of kill potential down bot. With the Ancient Apparition, you really like having a stun on your core. So this Darkseer is going to have a fine time. GH just trying to help secure this bounty rune down bot. And there you go.
Yeah,
easy way to start, Liquid. Yeah. And this is going to be interesting as well. Let's see how much time Liquid actually got to prepare with Weeha. A lot of the time, I really like seeing Weeha on these playmaking heroes. You know, the Storm. Going a long way back with the Wii Ranger. Just these heroes he can make flashy plays with. He's that flashy player. And let's see how he actually lanes up with the Templar Assassin. The Monkey King mid as well.
So Afoninj going to try and do what he can up against Weeha right now. Now Jingu set for level 1. Just against the Sideblades of Weeha, and no rotations coming out early. We'll see how quickly maybe Immersion goes over towards mid, but right now, Immersion getting harassed up by Kuroki as well as Miracle, eating the Wraith Fire Blast over top, but just about half health and still kicking for the time being, and he's trying to drag this wave all the way under.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I feel like they'd be able to lane fairly well against the top side. You see Kuroki was able to get the 4-man creep. It's not really, I mean, it's not the greatest, you know, Chen. The issue is now you can only get, you can't get those big creeps, so your laning presence is not strong at all. It just depends if you can get one of the lightning creeps for, you see the Harpy down bot, just the chain lightning, the amount of damage you can do early on. So Mind Control cut in bot wave as well. It looks like he just doesn't want to lane up against the Hawk, so he's going to pull the creep wave against the melee camp, the hard camp. This is what we see often, just if someone cuts a wave, you're able to get a lot more farm as well, because you drag it over to the hard camp, you're able to get that experience.
So just using that Iron Shell to break away at this creep wave, and he's got GH to help. Who's got
FNG is going to be careful.
As well as the shards. Yeah, FNG might be in a lot of trouble. The Kofi comes out onto the Tusk, but it will be first blood here for Liquid. Immersion comes over. He is level 2, so potentially either Avalanche or Toss to add.
Mind Control is pretty low here.
Avalanche. And Mind Control has to be careful. FNG running right at him. The Cold Feet as well as the Avalanche coming out into Mind Control. It will end up being a trade. GH, he needs to be careful too. Tag team coming out. FNG blocked up by the shard. Now one more shot. He will get the kill, but ends up falling afterwards. And Immersion will get credit for that one. So 4 quick kills happening over bottom.
I must say, that's really great for a Tiny's early game. I mean, you already see he's got 800 gold, picks up the bottle. It's going to allow him to make rotations very early on. You know, you can, if you get early levels on that Tiny, and you can, burst down these supports, because they are, I mean, Kuroki, actually up top as well, Afterlife. Oof. Miracle gets a crit.
Miracle getting the kill here on Afterlife over top, and already just 5 kills, 3 minutes into the game. A little bit of a bloodbath going on, but we'll see if it starts to settle out. As Immersion, like you said, he's got that bottle, and now heading back over towards top. Maybe to see what he can do with Afterlife.
Trying to see how they want to. So it's still Kuroki not going back to that top side. I mean, hasn't really left it yet. He's just trying to help out Miracle, who is about to hit the level 4, and of course he's going that Midas, probably with the Radiance as well. It's actually really good this game, of course. It's the similar build. We've seen a few times Wraith Kings go for like the Armlet Blink. It depends if they don't think they can get enough farm for that Radiance, if they're going to be under pressure, but this Radiance really good this game, considering against the physical damage. Just that evasion is going to help out. Mind Control might be in some stress, yeah.
And Hawk trying to run down this Dark Seer. He's got GH to help, who will have shards as well as the Snowball if need be. The Hawk comes over and Shikuchi's forward. Mind Control just trying to survive as they've got the Snowball, but it's not enough to save the life of this Dark Seer. And now
GH is in trouble.
Tusk is in trouble. GH likely to fall, but the shards come in. Is it enough to block away the Hawk? It's not.
Pop the Self there as well, I'm pretty sure. So it's a lot of regen then now being used. I mean, Selby's down, and this is the issue. I mean, he forced Mind Control. That's 2 early deaths for him, and he's not really getting a lot out of this. Only level 3. Afterlife, can he get out?
Yeah, over top, in trouble. Miracle running him down with the help of Kuroki. He'll swashbuckle away at low health. We'll see if they'll come in under the tower. But with no creeps here, they don't want to risk an immersion coming over to help. They've got the salve, and maybe Gambit try to turn this around on Kuroki.
They got the bounty runes coming up.
They're just trying to lock down these bounty runes, do what they can in immersion, down under half health. He needs to start to be careful. This is looking like a potential for 2 bounty runes here for Liquid. But Avalanche comes in with the swashbuckle, and Kuroki unable to get that bounty rune, and now
Thunderclap's there. Immersion's got to be careful.
Really low. And they've got the Thunderclap on this Hellbear. Miracle just running at the Pangolier with no fear. And they will get the kill. Meanwhile, bottom Mind Control goes down. Immersion, he has to get over to the shrine and will activate it to survive.
So what was the bounty rune looking like? It's Liquid able to pick up a majority of them. Looks like it's actually 2 for 2 still. And mid lane though, Monkey King and the TA, they're doing fairly well combined, but Tusk's going to rotate in.
All coming over. Apple Ninja has to be careful, but the Avalanche coming out from Immersion, helping to get the kill on a Weehaw. They look over at GH, and a great rotation there to help out this Monkey King. Immersion gets 2 kills, taking out both GH and Weehaw.
Just the potential to turn. I mean, once you get those Jinku stacks, and FNG is going to TP in as well. If they can kill TA again, this is going to make it extremely hard for Weehaw. You see they dropped the Sentry just pre-level 6 as well, just the power of the traps to be able to control the lane, but looks like they won't be able to get another kill on the TA once she TP's in.
And they've actually swapped lanes here. They've taken Afterlife and put him over bottom, and Hawk is swapped towards top.
They're gonna do this Iron Shell and GH here. Afterlife has got to recognize this. It's taking a lot of damage. Afterlife? Oh, down bot, they're gonna snowball in. He's just gonna die.
Tower, he's just... he just gets himself...
Alright.
Takes out Afterlife. No matter what lane he's in, he's finding himself to be in a lot of trouble. Kuroki... Monkey might go in on Hawk. They get themselves a Wraith Fire Blast. That's under the Sentry. He'll try to Shikuchi away, forced to use that time lapse, but still chasing. Kuroki doing a lot of damage to the Weaver and forcing him back.
And you're seeing the damage coming through as well from these creeps, because the change to the Chen abilities, that Holy Persuasion, just increasing the damage. They're gonna go Miracle.
Level 6. The toss comes out from Immersion. He'll throw the Ancient Apparition right on top of the Wraith King, and they will get a kill. And now they'll look for Kuroki to try and get themselves a second one, and will be successful to kill off Kuroki. And when Gambit get kills, they come in bunches. This is the 3rd or 4th time it seems like they've gotten a double kill.
I mean, the Hawk level 7. So, I mean, he's same level as those mid laners, had the 4 points up in Sakuchi just for that burst at the very last. And no, they're just going to run up top here. This is, looking like a good start. They're going to try and find Wei mid as well, but looks like he's backed up.
Radiant's bottom tower.
First tower though, Mind Control with kill on Afterlife. They looks like they stacked up. They used the glyph as well, so probably just protecting their creeps so they could take that tier 1 down bot. We're going to try and rotate on Wei mid, however.
And they'll look for Weehaw. He'll go down. The River, the Balance Strike comes through with the Cold Feet. One more shot from FNG to successfully get this one on a Weehaw. That is now the 2nd time he's gone down. Ninja 0-0-3, but taking over in this mid lane, and Liquid, they're trying to work out the kinks, and unfortunately, it has led to a couple of deaths over mid.
And this is really big. I mean, with if they can try and control this tri-camper area around the bot side, I mean, that's where the Templar Assassin is going to get a lot of his farm. You see no stacks right now on the Ancient camp, so I mean, Weehaw actually just can't fall back out of this lane right now. You see no stacks actually in the jungle, and that's why TAs are getting picked, just the power of rotating back to that tri-camp. You take a lot of these Ancient stacks, and how do they actually help out? And if
mind control over top, it just seems like they don't have a way to back up the TA like you're saying, and that forces him to stay over mid.
Yeah, that's the issue with the Chen early on. I mean, I feel like they didn't try and rotate enough. I think Wraith King is fine up in this top lane. You actually see he's jungling right now, so just using the skeletons to tank up. Doesn't have a point in the second, but just trying to give some experience to the supports. But the power of, you know, this changed with the double tomes coming through. We're seeing a lot more greedy supports, you know, the Grimstroke 5s. We're seeing a lot more also Shaman 5s as well. A lot of these heroes were being played in that position 4 role, but now, you know, the tomes and also just the reduced death gold that the enemy team gets is means a lot more greedy 5s.
And he's gonna try and TP out, but the Wraith Fire Blast comes in. Miracle will get the kill onto the Ancient Apparition. We'll see if they rotate for potentially more, because they do have mind control coming over.
Gonna try and fight around the bounty rune.
Thrown from Immersion, but they've got the snowball coming out from GH. The balance strike lands onto one. Immersion still getting low and will end up falling. And the 4 heroes here for Liquid will get themselves a second kill. Meanwhile, though, over bottom, Afterlife, he's forced to roll away. Can't stay here and fight Weehaw, who's got a couple of stacks in this Ancient camp.
How fast you can stack those up with some illusions. So he's just going to fall back here. They do have to be careful. I mean, Afro Ninja, it's fine for the TA to be able to rotate back to the jungle, because, you know, Monkey King can't really pressure out any towers. It's not something, you know, like this Templar Assassin is able to push it in if you have that early Blightstone to help out taking the towers. You know, you don't have to worry about leaving the lane, because they can't actually put any threat onto the tower. And this gives the supports some time to soak up some experience. Mind control went for the Helmet Dominator as well. Something we're seeing a lot, even though it did get nerfed, you know, throughout the last patch. Apologies just now, but let's see if they actually want to try and take a fight up top.
As well as over mid, Afro Ninja with FNG. We're maybe looking to set up against GH and Kuroki, who are pushing. Mind control, he's defending the top lane. They were pushing out the mid lane, and Liquid, now they're going to smoke up. They've got GH and Kuroki heading towards top to help out Mind Control and smoking their way towards the top lane.
Miracle, yeah, okay, he's going to TP down bot. They can, you know, bring him up top, Kuroki, with the teleport. Mind Control's already set up here as well. Does have to be careful, but looks like the Hawk. Without the stuns, it's really hard to chase him down, but Immersion.
Yeah, they'll go right after the tiny GH, moving forward, and they will land some nice shards. But the balance strike on the 3, the Primal Spring coming out from the Monkey King. The Walrus Punch GH trying to survive, and Afro Ninja gets himself one. The Swashbuckle over from Afterlife to get themselves a second, and this goes poorly for Liquid as they try to be the initiators onto Immersion, who ends up surviving. They lose nothing on the side of Gambit, and Liquid are forced to send Mind Control away from this top lane as Gambit just take over.
If they can get this mid tower, I mean, at least that's something coming out of it. Weehaw able to get that tower, but that's just the issue. You have a Wraith King and a Templar Assassin. These heroes need their items. I mean, Weehaw doesn't have the Death Zone. Of course, Wraith King doesn't really want to fight. This is the Radiance timing that you really need. You know, like I said, Blink Death Zones, the Templar Assassin's timing, that's when you see them start to rotate. And the Radiance on the Wraith King is when they rotate as well. So just Liquid, not as strong right now in the early game, and Gambit going to try and take, you know, full advantage of that. The issue is I mean, you see they got numerous kills up top, but weren't able to take the tower as well. That's just coming down to them. They don't have a good way to push these towers. I mean, Monkey King's not strong, and Weaver, you need a lot more items until you can.
Looks like Liquid were potentially trying to set up. They're starting to wrap around a little bit more. 3 heroes here from Gambit. Trying to counter this play from Liquid, bouncing over, and now there's the Wraith Fire Blast, the Swashbuckle coming in, as well as the Balance Strike that lands onto 2. Immersion trying to get away with the toss, as well as the Avalanche, but the Ice Blast, following it up, will hit onto a couple. The Rolling Thunder is just bouncing around here, but it doesn't look like Gambit want to commit to this, and they will just pull the evac cord and run away.
That's great. That's what Liquid want. I mean, your cores are farming, you see Weehaw still down bot, it's about to have the Desolator finished, and as long as they can keep these towers, this is the main thing. If you can defend your towers, allow the cores to keep farming, and you get those kills like that, thought that was going to be a bigger engagement than what it was. I mean, you only see one hero dying, but Weehaw still just continuing to farm here, and exactly how Liquid want to play this early game. The Diffusal Blade picked up means this Weaver wants to try and take advantage, try and fight really early on.
That could put Miracle in a lot of trouble. Does not have that reincarnation as he's no longer having enough mana. Ooh, just on the edge. Has 160 now, but that would leave him without a stun.
Let's see, how do they want to play this?
Putting pressure on him.
So Emergent's still a fair way.
We are.
Yeah. Well, okay, so yeah, Desolator now finished. So he's got the BKB queued up first, actually, instead of the Blink, and this is interesting. It's going to be, can he follow up though with, you know, the Surge? I guess they snowball first with the Tosca, and then Darkseid can Surge the Templar Assassin if that's how they want to take these fights. Because they've got no Blinks right now on the team, so it is still going to be hard for Liquid to start these engagements until, you know, Wraith can get that Blink, Weehaw afterwards as well. But just the power of the Surge being able to help out there. They're going to smoke up top though, just with the Bounty Runes spawning. Looks like they might
towards the top. They might find Mind Control. The Avalanche comes out. Mind Control trying to run away here. The Swashbuckler, the Ice Blast will be short, but the toss of his own Centaur back into his face will not be enough.
They're going to try and keep this mid-tier 1 tower alive as long as possible. This is going to just allow them to continue farming. And you see how Radiant, look at their Observer Wards as well. I mean, one around the Tri-Camp. We spoke about how Weehaw is going to be positioning around that side. And F and G just putting one behind the tier 1 and tier 2 tower mid. This is a lot of vision actually for them, yeah.
So much vision in the jungle.
It's just, you're able to read plays with the vision. That's where a lot of teams, you want to fight around your vision. I mean, it's the number one thing, being able to have those jumps. And if you can get any pickoffs right now, but a few of them should be able to get D-warded, the one around the shrine, but they're going to continue the pressure if they can try and catch Mind Control.
You just have to be careful about what's coming over as they're starting to lose their vision over top. It's getting de-warded, and GH and Kuroki are making their way to help defend Mind Control, but they back off, go back towards Weehaw and set up by this shrine. How willing...
Mid's also pushed in, so... I mean, you see the lanes, like, they actually can't... They know something's happening. They know they have to be around top. They see Afterlife, but no one's dealing with this mid lane, so Liquid fully aware of what's happening top. And this comes down to what we spoke about. No one can push towers, and that's a big issue with the Gambit lineup. Yes, you can try and take these fights. You have a lot of damage early, but how do you actually transition that onto towers?
That's really well done there by Liquid to take away that vision, opening up space still for Miracle, who's now got the Sacred Relic and continuing to work on that Radiance not too far away. And the more time they can give to Miracle, I feel like this is a wasted time for Gambit, who felt to have an advantage. But as I say, the Ice Blast coming through on a TA.
Wow, that snowball.
Got the snowball to move him over as well as the Walrus Punch. I think he's going to lose his life. But the Wukong's command coming out. GH in a lot of trouble. End up falling. Mind Control gets the vacuum into the Centaur Stomp. Let's try to progress on Liquid as Weehaw running away, but Hawk is here with the Diffusal Blade to slow up Weehaw. The Wraith Fire Blast coming up from Miracle, and will turn it on to the Weaver. So they get the kill, they take out two,
they have Surge up.
More. They Surge up Miracle, he gets around the Avalanche. Wraith Fire Blast once again hitting onto the Tiny. They've got the Centaur to follow it up, who will get tossed up, but he'll still get the Stomp out, and it looks like it will be a third here for Liquid. And they take out three, losing the
right in front of
Mind
Roche.
Control is dominating. Exactly, that is right in front of Roche, and that is their next objective. And they've got themselves a 4,000 net worth lead, and it looks like there's no looking back now.
This is looking rough now for Gambit. I mean, look how fast they take Roche, and we spoke about all the physical damage coming through. I mean, Desolator tag team, you take Roche so fast. It's actually insane, and now the timings. Miracle has that Radiance, Weehaw now with the Blink Desolator, and Gambit weren't able to take full advantage of the early game, and they're going to be kicking themselves now considering they've only got one tower. Looking like we might have a pause coming through though. I don't know, this is... I'm not sure how Gambit are actually able to take these fights now when they're so tanky on Liquid even. They can't, you know, if you try and blow everything on the Wraith King, he's got the Reincarnate, it doesn't matter. And, you know, Chen with the Hand of God, 2 levels away from that level 2 in the Hand of God, so just the increased burst heal coming through. And what a snowball save as well around that mid lane. GH God.
Yeah, had that save, and it just, from there, it seemed like it was very split up for Gambit. They had the Monkey King, who is staying over mid, gets that kill on the GH. Meanwhile, DeHawk's trying to come over towards the top of those stairs and go for Weehaw. He ends up getting stunned by Miracle. And then from that point, what can he really do? TA's damage output at that moment is just huge, and there's no way he's getting out of that one. Immersion is just the +1, add the cherry on top, and then the chocolate syrup, if you will, if we're doing Sunday analogies, was the Roche.
Yeah, this is... I think, I mean, still, this is 18 minutes in. We're seeing a lot of position 4s, you know, be... You get that blink dagger around, you know, the 15 minutes, 16 minutes if you're having a, you know, that good game. But the issue is Immersion went for the phase boots, you know, bottle and one. So this blink is coming really slow, and they just don't have a great way to start these fights. And it's, I mean, it's showing they can potentially burst one hero just thanks to, you know, the tiny combination, but can you follow that up afterwards? And even though they've got minimal stuns on Liquid, it looks like just the Wraith Fire Blast and potentially Centaur Conqueror is enough to blow up the Weaver just because how squishy he is. I mean, he went for the Diffusal Blade.
We saw how quickly they were able to dispatch him. And if you're Gambit, that last fight's got to be terrifying. You only take out the Tusk, and I mean, it was all Liquid, especially after the initiation had come out from Gambit.
And Radiant's now coming out on the courier. A lot of items. Looks like that's... We got Hood on Kuroki as well. He's incredibly farmed, actually. He's got a lot of gold for a position 5 view. You see way ahead of that Ancient Apparition, and looks like he will be going for the pipe. And I imagine we might see them actually try and smoke here, just with the Radiant's timing. I mean, you do have ages. See how they want to play around it.
Moving up towards bottom. The only one who's not there is Mind Control, who will continue to farm and push out with this Ion Shell. And they do smoke. So GH, Weehaw, and Kuroki. 3 heroes smoking, and add with Mind Control, who's over bottom inside the jungle. We'll see if they can find anybody here. The only one staying nearby is Afro Ninja on this Monkey King, but he's able to get in the trees and just retreat pretty heavily.
I like this play. They're going to try to get wards around just his bot side, around the shrine area, and it looks like their next objective is going to be the tier 2 down bot. If they can control this, it's going to allow them to get a lot of farm down bot. Looks like they're going to try and defend top as well, potentially Mind Control just TPing, and of course they can always bring him back with that Chen.
Now with this Aegis, you know, they lay down that vision, and it's just becoming, how long is it going to take before Liquid start to choke you out of your own jungle?
Yeah, and I mean,
suffocate your side of the map. But what do you do when you can't even farm your own jungle and you're losing spots to farm?
I think this is the issue with, I mean, Afro Ninja is, you know, having a good game, 2-0 and 4, hasn't died just yet, but when the Monkey King really needs to snowball, and it's kind of rough when there's no... I think he's got to play around with the Tiny Blink now. I mean, this is a lot of kill potential. Once Tiny's got that Blink, he's got the 4 points in the combination as well. Actually doesn't have a point in the Grow, which is kind of surprising considering the amount of armor you get. A 10 armor level 1 with that, with Grow, and you're going into Desolator Tag Team Medallion as well. But I guess you're just recognizing Gambit, they need to burst down one here and try and get pickoffs. So... But here comes the stage. I mean, they're going to have Roshan this Aegis for a little under 2 minutes now. They're going to try and put pressure on some more towers here.
Are Gambit willing to take the risk to try and fight up in the face of Liquid with this Aegis? And it's going to be a tough call for them, and they've already given up a tier 2 over bottom, and now they're going to give up a tier 2 bottom.
They're going to keep going here. They'll go top. So much they can do. I mean, you can't kill Mind Control. He's got the mech. They have no burst. They do get Radiant Courier as well. So it's just, you know, the icing on the cake right now. You see DeHawk just has to sit in the trees, just trying to cut the wave as much as possible. Miracle just getting the farm as well across the map. What can Gambit actually do? I was a little worried as well, Liquid, seeing them. They might potentially come out slow. You know, Gambit have been looking pretty well. I know in ESL Birmingham, I believe, Gambit were able to knock out Liquid, and they came top 4 at that event. So Gambit, you know, their last event, they were looking incredibly well, and depending on if Liquid had enough time to practice as well with Weehaw, but they're starting strong here with the lead, 9k gold net worth advantage. But at least Gambit are able to claim that tier 1 down bot.
Blast towards top, just trying to deter Liquid, but they've got everybody here and they're willing to continue to push and press and get themselves the top tier 2.
They got a DD on Monkey, but I don't think that really matters here. 20 seconds on the Aegis. Looks like they're not going to think about going up high ground here. The Hawk just cutting that mid wave, but almost a BKB for Miracle. Maybe they're going to sit on the high ground, see if they can find anyone, but Miracle not opting for the blinks still means that Liquid don't really have any way to start these fights. I guess now you can just surge out Miracle and allow Weehaw to jump forward and he can follow up, but that's the issue when you don't have, I mean, this offlane. We're seeing a lot of teams go for a blink stun option in the offlane role. I mean, both teams don't have that right now, the Pangolier and the Darkseer. Of course, the power with the Darkseer though, you can surge one of your heroes who does, you know, of course, have that stun, but they're feeling incredibly strong with the BKB. They're still just gonna, you know, hold this high ground. I don't
incredibly strong at this moment and continuing to just take over the top end of this map. And it's so hard for Gambit to find a footing. And they have had opportunities to maybe go in and counter Liquid, but being down by so much and knowing you're down by this much, it's definitely a hard shot call to be like, hey, we've got to go up against Liquid and defend this tier 2 tower. So they passively give up all these tier 2s. They're down at just their high ground towers. And they've found some farm, and we'll see if it's enough. And they're going to do the as well as the Dragonlance. Is that even going to be enough here?
I mean, they're going to do the cross map smoke actually. The Hawk's going to be careful. They drop the sentry. GH is going to go forward. Nice snowball.
They've got the snowball. They've got the shards. They'll get the kill on a Dahak. And just taking out the Weaver, who was trying to find some sort of farm. And now bottom, Mind Control throws down the wall. I believe the first one of the game. Immersion just right out of there. He'll TP out and into the trees, Zappa Ninja. And that will be a push coming in from Liquid after they push out those 2 heroes from bottom.
I wonder if they feel confident going high ground. With the Weaver down, you might be able to force out a buyback here. Or if they just want to keep farming, maybe wait till that second Aegis. A lot of players like to think first Aegis, you know, you take control of the map and you just try and get all the outer towers, get a lot of farm across, and that second Aegis is the one to end the game, and this could possibly be the same this game. Weehaw's also going for the Hex as well, recognizing they're lacking lockdown is going to further help with the catch, trying to find the Weaver. I'm a little worried though. I guess this Maelstrom, if he wants to just, I don't know how much it's going to increase that damage output. There might be better items for that if they want to try and split push, but with the boundary runes up top, we're going to see a fight here.
Ooh, Blink, Avalanche, Toss, immediately taking out Kuroki. Weehaw blinks forward looking for FNG. He'll get the kill here. Immersion trying to run away as Miracle will just right-click him down. GH goes for the snowball, but Afro Ninja... Or Afterlife...
Nice swashbuckle from Afterlife. Away. So they 2 for 1. They find the Chen. It's a pretty good hero to find at the start considering the amount of heals you do provide. Afterlife might be in some trouble still up top. GH, Mind Control in the area. Oh, GH, he's going to find him.
Oh, now Afterlife needs to try and get out of this one, but the shards come over. They've got the Walrus Punch. Mind Control is here. Puts the Ion Shell onto GH. They'll chase him. They've got the Snowball. If he tries to swashbuckle, they'll just chase.
Oh, no, Monkey. What have you done?
Oh, now Monkey. He's been spotted. Rolling Thunder comes out. The wall placed down. Shield crash. Is it going to be enough? Tag team as well as the TP attempt out. And they get themselves this Pangolier out, but now that's left them looking to try and fight GH with the help of Mind Control, and this is not going well. They'll get the kill here on the NK.
They might find Immersion as well around the tier 3 tower top.
Oh, Weehaw hits him with the trap, and there's nowhere for you to run. Weehaw takes out the Tiny, and this is just Liquid finding pick after pick after pick.
And that's high ground now. They're just going to go up. They feel really content. I mean, you've got the pipe. So much damage neglected. Miracle's working on his Soul Cuirass. Tier 3 is going to take a beating. Do it incredibly fast with the Desolator and the Skeletons as well.
Going forward, Snowball, FNG, it's under the tier 4 towers, the Avalanche, Swashbuckle, Shield Crash, and the Toss. They'll get the kill, but they are losing their top tier 3 in racks. So they need to be careful. The Ice Blast gets thrown by FNG as well as the Cold Feet Punch. Hold on, Meld Strike on the FNG to get the kill. The BKB is going to be popped by Miracle as well as Weehaw. The Vacuum Vec. They'll take out Afterlife. They'll look over at Immersion. He tries to run away. The trap slows him up once again. They'll get the kill. It's a triple kill here for Weehaw. Ninja
Buyback coming through though.
looking to find something. They bought back on FNG. Miracle getting hit up hard. The Kofi comes through, and now he will finally freeze over.
Miracle just hit level 20, so that reincarnation mana cost, he doesn't care about the diffusal blade now. And what a fight for Liquid. I mean, going high ground when 2 heroes down, you force buybacks as well. Look at the swing after that, man. You full set of racks. They do buyback on the Tusker, but this is right before Roshan. I mean, it's going to be up in the next 50 seconds. They'll try and take care of the shrine. There's a lot of map control it's going to force. You can't TP to that to try and defend Roshan, and now Liquid firmly in the driver's seat right now.
Taking out that top set of racks, and Gambit just looking so lost for an answer. They bought back on a couple of heroes, but Liquid, they're not stepping off the gas. They continue to pressure. They're inside the jungle. They'll move through the mid lane, trying to find the leftovers of Gambit. And if they can get a couple of kills on these heroes that bought back, that'll be a big problem here for Gambit. And that starts with taking
Let's push in if they just want to go after that pickoff, but looks like they'll get the shrine. They'll chill out. And the issue we're seeing with the Gambit lineup, like, what do you actually do? You now don't have any damage because Chen, I mean, level 13, they have so much utility coming through. I mean, Darkseid has his mech. Crimson, you've got the pipe with the hand of God. You just have no damage output. It's insane right now. If you don't hit this big Ice Blast, you know, if Immersion can't get the big combination, but that's the issue. You've got no way to properly start these fights. It's looking a little worrisome, even though they've got, you know, these big AoE abilities, the Wukong's command, you know, that Rolling Thunder. It looks they just don't have enough way to actually keep them in and start these fights, and Liquid just steamrolling all over Gambit. And Roche is melted. The Sulfur Ice now picked up, and this is... they can end it right here if they want. It's a 19k gold net worth lead.
The second time they take Roche, there's no contest from Gambit again. They just... how do you feel safe trying to leave your base in the moment? They take Roche so quickly, so even if you start to move over towards the Roche pit, there's no way you're getting in there and taking the Aegis away from the hands of Liquid. Now they're working with this Aegis. They're going to the high ground for the mid-tier 3. They'll take it out. The Balance Strike comes in as well as the Avalanche. Can they set this up with something? The Swashbuckle over. A lot of damage being dealt here to Miracle, who would be disarmed as well as Weehaw. He finally freezes over. And this is delaying.
Immersion's ready and waiting.
How long it's going to take for them to take this mid-center racks, but at some point Gambit have to go all out and see if they can even defend their base. They look over at Miracle. They'll get the first life. He'll reincarnate now. Can they set up to kill him once again?
And they might just reset if they want. Reincarnate back up in 30, but... I'm sorry. TA?
Tossing in Weehaw. He's popped the BKB, trying to run out of this one. The Ice Blast from FNG is going to line up well.
And they'll just heal up and they're fine. Okay.
Yeah, BKB still on that Ice Blast. It was lined up right, but it's not doing anything.
And with the bounty runes, they're just going to further their lead here. They'll fall back, get all 4 bounty runes, try and get some items with the gold off of that tier 3 in the bounties, and yeah, it's just further proving the point. They've got no way to start these fights. You have this Templar Assassin and the Wraith King just beating to the high ground, and you've just got no real way to just chip them down. You're really just relying on this Pangolier trying to spam out the Swashbuckle, but it's just not enough. I wonder if a Blink would have been better this game on the Pango instead of the Ags, but we have seen, you know, this Maelstrom into Ags quite often now with this, you know, that new Ags meta. Just that patch coming through.
Miracle frontlining once again. They've got the Blink as well as the Toss, sending Miracle on the back lines, and they've done a lot of damage here with the Balance Strike landing on to 2. They'll try to follow it up. It hits Mind Control as well as Miracle, but here comes the turn. They've got the Meld Strike coming through onto the Pangolier. After trying to run out of this one, he survives with 1 hit.
AKB up in 1.
Popular with the Wukong's command coming out as well as the Ice Blast. That's over the top. They'll take out the Aegis, and let's see if they can find anything more.
He's got BKB still.
Keeping Liquid away, but the BKB's going to be popped by Weehaw. Now needs to try and get out of here. The Storm as well as the Kofi coming out on a Miracle with the balance strike, landing on a 1. The Shards pushing away Gambit, and now the reinitiation comes in with the Ray Fire Blast. That's going to hit him with the Tiny. Emergency Controller, take out FNG. They've got himself with the Vacuum Ins. GH, he's still alive, pushing with the rest of Liquid. Nobody dead. They'll take out Afterlife, and GG's going to be called here by Gambit. Liquid take game 1, and they have been ahead wire to wire, and showing up with Weehaw new to the team, and showing up well they have.
Well, I mean, you just see they try and blow everything on the Templar Assassin. They get the Aegis, but she's got BKB straight back up. They